Hi everyone, I'm triathlon coach Kristin Duffy. Today I'm offering a workout that you don't have to be triathlon fit for. In fact, today we're going to do the entire workout from the comfort of our chairs. This is a great session for anyone who just wants to try something new because you can get a good workout sitting down. For anyone who has limited mobility or balance issues, if you have some difficulty with injury in your feet or ankles and you do a lot of impact, this is great for everyone. You will get modifications throughout, so I'll give you things if you want to make it a bit easier or a bit more difficult. And let's get started. So I recommend a nice sturdy chair. Make sure that you don't have wheels on the chair because we want to make sure we're staying in one spot. No arms on the chair, so we have some room to move around. And for most of the exercises, as much as possible, we're going to be toward the front of the chair. So you have the option to sit up nice and tall. We want to think navel to spine. So you're always thinking about protecting your lower back. That's going to be one of the most important things in this workout. I will remind you throughout, but just trying to keep that tall posture. And some of the moves we do in the workout will be great for your posture, so it will help to build that up, help to build that core strength so that you can hold it nice and tall. So as you see, in addition to my sturdy chair, I have a set of optional hand weights and a cushion. So for the hand weights, nothing too heavy, just something that it feels comfortable for several reps. If you don't have hand weights and you still want a little bit of an extra challenge, by all means use water bottles or something from around your house, but they're completely optional. We also have a cushion. We are going to be folding that and using it for some inner thigh squeezes as we go. So just something that you can fold up and kind of fit between your legs. Once they're folded, you want them pretty straight because we're going to squeeze inward. That's it. Let's get started. So let's start with some dynamic warming up. We want to get our heart rate up just a little bit, and we want to get some of the muscles and joints lubricated, not so much static stretching. So we want to keep moving. So let's start moving with just a little march. You want opposite arm, opposite leg, and just lifting your feet slightly, swinging those elbows. Don't forget to breathe, and right away, thinking about that tall, strong posture. Warm everything up before we start lubricating those joints. Let's do it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Now we're going to start with from the top. We're going to kind of warm up all the joints to the bottom. So just thinking about your head and neck. I want you to look to one side as far as you can go without twisting any other parts of your body, and to the center. Opposite side, center. Opposite side, center. Let's keep that going. And one more round. Center, opposite side. Now we're going to think of a mini half circle. So we're just going shoulder to shoulder. I don't want you to take it back, but keep it moving. So getting that air close to that shoulder, rotating through the center, opposite shoulder. This one should feel really nice. Let's get a couple more in there. Don't forget to breathe and don't forget about that posture. Very good. Shoulders up and back. So I like to rotate toward the back. We get a lot of time sitting hunched forward. So let's really think about opening this up. Really high up towards your ears and bringing them back. And then just some small arm circles. We can bring it forward a bit. Just nice and small. And back. So think about your shoulders rotating in their joints and getting nicely lubricated. Well done. Let's cross arms over our chest. Now this one's really important that you're toward the edge of that chair, that you have that navel to spine. We don't want to twist through the hips, but you want to get a little twist. So just a small twist side to side, It should be coming through the top of your shoulder blades and your stomach, not through your hips. So nice and smooth through the center to the side. Don't forget to breathe, and don't forget that posture. One more round. Very good. We're going to go back to our little march. So again, this is lubricating our hip joints. And if possible, I want you to hold up that knee. Think about a little rotation. If it's too much to lift your leg up, you can just get a little rotation on the floor. 3, and switch. And take a little rest, lift it back up, get into that ankle. And switching direction. Don't forget that navel to spine, that strong posture. And opposite side. So thinking about the knee first. And again, you have the option to rotate it from the floor. This will get into the ankle and the knee. Opposite direction. And into that ankle. I've got some pops and cracks in there. Opposite direction. That's okay, that's not a bad thing. Getting that ankle moving, very good. All right, we're gonna do what's called a good morning. I just want you nice and tall. Make sure that you're stable in the chair, so not too far forward that your chair is gonna tip. And you're just leaning with a nice flat back towards your feet. If this is not doing anything at all, you can lift one of those knees. It's just warming up, remember. And if you've lifted one knee, go to the opposite. And everybody, let's do 2 feet again. Flat back, so you should feel it a bit through your hamstrings. Getting things warmed up. Now, let's release our hands. Opposite fingers to opposite toes. Or maybe it's opposite knees. Wherever you can reach to. We just want a nice little reach. If you have some space to throw your arm back behind you. So you get a little bit more from that twist. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Now, let's get into our calves a little bit. So, remembering that posture, and we're just lifting. This will be, again, warming up your ankle joints, getting into your calf muscles. 10 more. And my floorboards are just as creaky as some of my joints. All right, we're going now to get into the main set of our workout. We are doing 3 times 5-minute sets. During the 5-minute sets, we'll have 4 minutes of effort, 1 minute of recovery. These sets will go from cardio, so that's your heart strength, to strength training, so a bit for your muscles. We'll alternate those in 30-second intervals, and I will walk you through it as we go. So, for our first set, we're going to start with 30 seconds running in the chair. So that's our marching, but we're going to do it a little bit more intensely. We're going to move into some seated rows. You can use your weights, the optional weights, or not. We are going to do some chair jacks. So, sort of like star jumps. And we are going to do some tummy twists like we did before, but we have the option of weights, and we're going to keep our hands either up or behind our head. All right, 30 seconds of each times 2. Let's go. We've got our running in the chair. So, to get it a little bit more intense than we had in our warm-ups, we want to lift the knees a bit higher and swing the arms a bit further. Make sure that you're not hitting the back of the chair. If you need that modification, we can just go back to those marches like we had at the beginning. It should be opposite arm, opposite leg. I think I was doing something a bit strange there. But remember your more intense version, think of it like a run. All right, that's our 30 seconds. If you're using the weights, let's grab those. Hinging forward from the hips, you're just bringing your elbows straight up. Straight up. Make sure you keep your neck nice and long, so I'm going to recommend looking slightly in front of you. Nice and strong. Keep that navel to spine. Bring those elbows straight up and back. That's our 30 seconds. All right, we're going into these chair jacks. This is our cardio bit. So you can make it faster if you need more intensity. You can keep it slower. Trying to keep that good posture. Nice and wide with the arms, with the legs. Use the range of motion you have in your body now. Well done. Let's get into those tummy twists. If you'd like to use your weights, grab those. You can keep your hands behind your head. And making sure you're not twisting through the hips. Or if you're using your weights, you can stay here. Of course, no weights is an option. If you'd like to get a little bit more intensity, you can go a bit faster. And only go as far as you can without twisting those hips. Right back into our running in place. So opposite arm, opposite leg. Good cardio. Keep it moving. Next, we're going to have those rows. Keep that good posture. Imagine you're out for a run, but with no impact. Very good. Keep it up. Knees tall. Come on. Keep it going. Very well done. You're using the weights to grab them. Otherwise, you can do it no weights. Good flat back hinge, so you might not be far forward. And keeping that long neck. Elbows come up. Very well done. If this is too much, you can also go one arm at a time. Just make sure to stay strong through your core. And back into those jacks. Most importantly, staying strong through that posture. So if that means you have to be a bit slower, or not quite as wide, or like me, you've got your weights in the way. One last exercise for this set. Move back to our twists. You might find you can go a bit further this time. Very good. If it gets too much holding your arms up, by all means, put them to your side or cross them across your chest like we did in the warm-up. Trying to keep that cactus shape if you have your arms up here, or we have the option behind the head. And that's our rest. 1 minute, we're gonna do 30 seconds complete rest. Rest is really important so we can come back strong for the next set. Then we're going to do 30 seconds of our light march in place. So our next set is going to be based on boxing. We're going to do some punching and kicking. We're going to do some bicep work. We're going to do a little speed bag. And we're going to do some knee extensions. So right now, you're just resting. Now we have 30 seconds of a light march in place. So just lightly. This is not like our run. This is just so that our body stays warm before we get started again. Trying to find a spot that's not so loud on my floor, that's better. So our first exercise is going to be kicking with opposite arms punching. We want to make sure that we're not overextending either arm or elbow. And just kicking out. So, you're thinking of a punch, but you want to make sure you're not locking out that elbow. Don't forget that strong core. If you need to keep it lower, that's absolutely fine. If you want to ramp up the intensity a bit quicker, nothing wrong with that. And biceps. So, grab one of your weights. We're just holding underneath our elbow and lifting. So you can use your body as a brace. As you see, I have my arm resting across my body. And let's switch sides. Very good, speed bag. So think about moving those ankles, and we're doing like a boxer speed bag. So you're just going up on your toes and twisting with a quick punch. You can do it quicker for more cardio. You can bring it down. If it's too much, you can leave those feet still and just focus on your upper body. Or if you really want to get into it, a little lift. Right, knee extensions. So we're just lifting. If you can, lift that thigh ever so slightly off the chair. After that, we're going back to our kicks with punches. So this should feel more like strength than it does cardio. We're getting that little lift. Now, opposite arm, opposite leg, kick and punch. Kick, 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 kick. As I said before, making sure you're not locking out that elbow. Biceps are coming up next. Of course, you can go faster or slow it down. You don't need to go as high with those feet. Think about bringing the opposite arm into the armpit, onto biceps. You have the option of using both weights. If you're using one, switch sides. Either way, tucked in nice and close to your body. Full range of motion if you can, not locking out on the way down. Very good. We're going to go straight back into that speed bag. So, feet are up. Speed bag it. You can go quicker. We just want something happening on that lower body. If it's small, that's fine. Just get a little bit of motion through those ankles. Ankles, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels. We're going to go back into those knee extensions now. So for these, let's do a little hold, a little hold, a little hold, a little hold. Not forgetting that good posture. By all means, if you need to be smaller, that's absolutely fine. We're about to go into our rest, so feel free to challenge yourself a little bit. That hold is just to develop that strength. Very good. 30 seconds static rest, and then we'll go into 30 seconds with our little march. For our next set, we're going to have some crossbody knee crunches. I will give you modifications when we get there. We will have some tricep work. So what we were just doing, but we're going to hold it here and back. We're going to have a high knee march. And then we're going to take that cushion and we're going to do a little inner thigh squeeze. So right now we're just resting, getting ready for that next group. So next 30 seconds, just a really small march, so we don't lose all that warm up we had before. Staying on that edge of your chair. I think I've scooted back a little bit. And we're going to start with cross knee crunches when we come back. Nearly there. Getting ready to go. All right. Opposite arm to opposite knee. So the idea with this one is you're lifting your knee. By all means, if it's smaller, that's fine. Think about staying tall through that upper body and twisting through it. Or you can lean towards your knee. In every case, we're trying to keep that posture. So we're not slumping into it. We are holding it and bringing them together. Whichever option works best for you. Right, triceps. We're going to hold on with one arm. Get that elbow up towards your ears and just back. So, you want to make sure that posture stays tall and your weight's just going back. Of course, you can do it without your weight. Next round, we'll go opposite side. This one is our high knee march. So, almost envision, instead of our run, we're doing a sprint. You've seen Usain Bolt down the track. So it's a huge motion this time. Of course, you can keep it smaller. You can do it quicker for more of a strong cardio session. Next, we're gonna have inner thighs. So grabbing that cushion, folding it tight, and we're just gonna squeeze with our inner thighs, hold and release. Hold and release. Hold. Don't forget to breathe and release. That posture, strong. Release. Release. Hold it nice and strong. And back to knees, elbow to knee, elbow to knee. You have the option to come down instead. Making sure you're staying strong though, so we're not slumping into it. Wherever we can get to, staying strong through the core. Even if you're just here, I'm happy with that. We want to just get some strength through our posture. So the posture is most important. Right, going into triceps. So we're going to do the opposite arm this time. Keep that tall posture. If it's too much to do one arm the whole time, by all means split it up. Don't forget to breathe. And of course you can do this without your weight or a lighter weight, a bottle of water. And high knee march. So let's get into it. Get those knees up. Really swing those arms. Think of a sprinter. If you'd like to go faster, or keep it small. But try to get those arms and legs moving. Straight up with those knees. Big swing. Big swing. Very good. Try to remember that tall posture. And our last inner thigh squeeze. So get that cushion, fold it up and squeeze. And release. And squeeze. And release. Squeeze. Let's hold it a little bit longer this time. Really don't forget to squeeze. And release. Good. Squeeze. And release. Squeeze. And release. Very good. Now, we're going to just do a little bit of stretching to ease any muscle pain you might feel from the session, and you're finished. So let's start from the top. We just want our hand on our head. You're not pulling with that arm, it's just the weight of your arm. If you feel like you're not getting enough of a stretch, you can push down with the opposite arm. Don't forget to breathe. Keep that posture. And under the armpit, same thing. So you're just looking toward the floor there. With the option to press down with the opposite hand. And let's roll to the other side. Starting sideways. Making sure you're not pulling with that arm. Just let the weight of your arm give you a little stretch. A little bit additional if you want to push down on this side. Breathing and down toward the floor under that armpit. And let's go back into that shoulder roll. When you're nice and open, just grabbing the back of that chair a little bit. So somewhere on the seat, or if you want to grab the top of the chair, just so you're opening up your chest. Relax your neck. Keep that strong posture. Think about your shoulder blades trying to come together in the back. Now let's get into those triceps. So as much as you can, get that arm overhead, elbow toward the sky. And switch. I have some shoulder mobility issues in my left side, and I know it's not always easy to get your elbow all the way up. Importantly, just get that posture. And even if you're here, you can give it a little push from here. Just holding. Very good. Now, we're gonna go up, up, up. When you're nice and tall, just a bit to the side. So I want you to think of up and over. This isn't slumping down. You're keeping that posture and you're reaching. And same thing. Hopefully you'll feel more released on one side, the side we've stretched. Once you're tall, up and over. Very good. Hugging in with one knee. So trying to pull it up towards your chest, or you can lean down towards your knee. But ideally we're getting it up off the floor just a bit. So you can get a bit of a stretch. Flex your foot, point your toes. Flex your foot, point your toes. And opposite side. Knee up, don't forget that posture. Flex, point, flex, and point. And to end things, we have 2 toe reaches. So, reaching towards your toes, flat back, so you're not flumped over. This time your feet are arched, so your toes are pointing back toward you. And reaching as far as you can comfortably. Go ahead and relax that neck, but keep that back nice and flat. So you're not reaching like this, you're reaching long. Now let's point those toes. So same idea, make sure that you're not coming off the end of your chair. And this time, head, neck, back rounds, everything relaxed. Don't forget to breathe. And one big breath up. Let's reach into a Y. Let's reach into a T. You can imagine somebody's pulling you on both sides, really opened up. W. So you're open through your chest. Big breath. L. Think about shoulder blades coming together. You're not arching your back, keeping this strong. And we're in the perfect pose to give ourselves a round of applause. Well done. I hope you enjoyed the workout.